Welcome back. The number of people who've died from an opioid overdose has suddenly increased over the decades. And in recent years, those deaths could be due to synthetic drugs like fentanyl. The White House is trying to put a stop to that by dealing with drug trafficking. But those who've lost loved ones to an overdose say more needs to be done. CNN's Mike Valerio joins us now live from Los Angeles with the latest on the fight against fentanyl. Hey, Mike.
And Tom, advocates are trying to draw a crucial distinction here. They're saying that for so many of these cases, we're not talking about overdoses, but rather people being poisoned because there are a whole multitude of individuals who don't realize that fentanyl is inside the pills and substances they're taking.
It's a synthetic opioid intended to help patients manage severe pain, but fentanyl is now driving the drug overdose crisis across the country.
Fentanyl overdoses cause the equivalent of a new September 11th every 2 weeks.
Provisional data from the CDC revealing more than 2/3 of all overdose deaths are linked to synthetic opioids like fentanyl, leaving almost no community untouched.
It hurts every day.
It was something I had heard of, but not something I would have ever thought would have killed our child, ever.
While the federal government has declared the opioid crisis a public health emergency, there's a new push to target fentanyl and similar substances that are exacerbating the epidemic, including a proposed bill aimed at labeling Mexican drug cartels foreign terrorist organizations.
This problem is a national security threat. Fentanyl is a killer, and the people killing Americans reside out in the open in Mexico.
But some who have lost loved ones are taking matters into their own hands.
When my son died, I had never heard of fentanyl before.
Jaime Puerta lost his son Daniel to fentanyl poisoning in April 2020. He claims Daniel bought a fake pill from a dealer on Snapchat. Through his nonprofit called Void, Victims of Illicit Drugs, Puerta is working to raise awareness and change the conversation.
We have to look at it as a poison and not a war on drugs, but a war on fentanyl.
So, Tom, as we speak, the White House has sent its Homeland Security advisor to Mexico City to talk about this exact topic. We're looking forward to tomorrow afternoon. That's when the American and Mexican side of this equation is going to have a news conference in Mexico City to talk about potential shifts in strategy to fighting this fentanyl outbreak, Tom.
Yeah, and we see this as well here in Hawaii, especially our neighbor islands. A lot of people wonder, where is it being shipped in from? But as you mentioned, people also using social media like Snapchat to try and buy the fentanyl. So some people say those companies aren't doing enough. What's being done to stop them from doing those sales?
It's an interesting conversation that our team had with the DEA administrator late last night, Tom, and she said that what the federal government is trying to do, they're asking Snapchat and all of these online platforms, hey, show us how you are identifying pages or users who are selling fentanyl on their platforms. And Snapchat specifically, Tom, says that they have cutting-edge technology to identify users and pages, accounts that are selling fentanyl. But what the DEA told us last night, they said that Snapchat and other platforms are not giving them access to the technology that is supposed to show who is selling fentanyl to whom, and that is a real problem. So look for this growing tension between the federal government, DEA, and other tech companies. It's something that certainly is going to be grabbing more headlines as this problem continues to grab our attention, Tom.
Absolutely, a major problem there. Mike Valerio live for us in Los Angeles. Thank you so much.